everybody. So today we are going to be speaking with a few lovely people that are part of the West Coast Rodent Academy team. Could go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about your role within the Rodent Academy.
I'm Sylvia Kenmuir. I am the Western Technical Representative for BASF. I cover the Western United States. And I actually am the chair of the West Coast Rodent Academy, where it was asked for me to do that about 4 years now, and was asked to put an academy together. And as we explain an academy, Dr. Niamh Quinn is who I roped in to be able to do that. And
yeah, my name is Niamh Quinn, and I blame Sylvia for the West Coast Rodent Academy too. I'm the Human Wildlife Interactions Advisor for the University of California's Division of Agricultural and Natural Resources. And my job is 50% research and 50% education. And so the West Coast Rodent Academy was really a great fit for my program.
I've been very fortunate to be able to be part of the New York Rodent Academy, which started with Dr. Bobby Corrigan. And what I do there is I work on explaining rodenticides, modes of action. And it's really a 3-day course of really looking at rodents, looking at managing them. And then there's also field activities where people get to run around New York. And so when looking at rodent management and looking at the struggles we've been having in California, we decided, and PCOC, this came really from Mike Bullard, was, hey, let's put something together. And so I already had that background, roped in Dr. Quinn, and we really take 3 days of going through rodent management. And while we're not New York, we do have some great hands-on applications that we feel pest management can take right away. And starting that Monday afterwards, they can start doing some of those things that we talk about.
People from California and the West Coast in general that manage rodents in urban environments generally, or in structural and in landscape. And so it would be pest management professionals that work for companies, either big or small, but also we have had people from tribes and nations that manage rats in their own properties. We've had people from schools. We've had people from the state park system in California also. So anywhere where you have rats or people that are involved in their management, generally the West Coast Rodent Academy is for them.
Yeah, actually, we have always offered scholarships to attend the academy, but it's always been very hard for us because at the UC, we limited it to 45 people. And so we've been able to do 1 or 2 scholarships over the years for people like school districts and also for women in pest management. In this format, we're super excited to be able to offer scholarships to tribes and nation, women in pest control, and schools that are K through 12. If you go to the West Coast Rodent Academy site where the registration is, there is an opportunity for you to apply for a scholarship. We ask a few questions. And so far, I believe we've awarded, I think, 10 or 11. So it's not too late to do that. Please do that, because we would like to include as many people as possible that would like the training, but for budget constraints or for whatever other reasons they haven't been able to attend, they're going to be able to see what it's like. We're really looking at bringing the lectures, and we're trying to make sure that we pick the most important ones, especially moving forward with the AB 1788. And then we have some video challenges that we're going to be doing. We have a YouTube channel, and so we plan on loading some videos, and we are hopefully trying to interact with the attendees to do a little bit something different. Not quite the same as being in person, but the information is still going to be there. So we've challenged all of our instructors to really bring their A game when it comes to the virtual platform.
Yeah, it's definitely different this year because it's not in person, and that's probably the greatest thing about West Coast Rodent Academy, is that we're not stuck in the classroom all day, every day. It's this really great blend between like science and the industry and the people on the ground that are able to bring instructions to the people that attend the academy. And we're really hoping that we'll be at least able to bring some of that to our attendees this year. It's just obviously we can't bring them out and about, and we can't do all the things that we would normally do, like our hands-on workshops and, you know, people getting actually to like see all the like all these different things up close, like our exclusion workshops, or, you know, able to, you know, hold all the different types of wildlife that they may work with, the different types of rats and mice that they might encounter in California. We don't have that. And we also don't want to kill our attendees and make them sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day, because nobody wants that. And so, you know, Sylvia has so much experience on the education side of things. So it's a great way to, you know, she's basically figured out that, you know, this is enough information to receive online in one single day. And we work together, like she said, to pick the most important bits and get those messages across to the people that manage rodents that are going to attend from everywhere. Actually, they're coming from the four corners of the United States again this year.
Well, I think as Niamh just mentioned, we actually have a lot of hands-on. We take a lot of input from the attendees and ask them what worked, what didn't. We stay in contact with them. And so Blair knows, we reach out to them regularly, asking them what things have they changed. I think the challenge with rodent management is that we think we know everything, but we really don't. And we've had that where we've asked people, how long have you been in the industry? And we get people that have been as little as a week and as long as, you know, I think 45 years. And so it's a lot of knowledge in one room. So how do we make it meaningful? And so I think that's really what we've been able to do is, and we get the feedback back from the attendees that say, this, I learned so much. I never took so many notes before. And that's really been what's been rewarding for both Niamh and I, looking at as far as the education program goes.
Yeah, and another thing to add on to that too is that, you know, I have an active research program that focuses on a lot of aspects of rodent management. And it's great to be able to bring that current information to the attendees of the West Coast Rodent Academy, because there's not really that many people doing commensal rodent research in the United States. And so to be able to have this like raw information that's actually driven by our pest management professionals, to be able to bring it back and show them, you know, the things that we're doing right, the things that we're doing wrong, the things that we can improve on. I think that's just a great resource. And it's this really great feedback loop, because, you know, any money that's left over from the West Coast Rodent Academy goes back directly into my research program. And so the pest management professionals are technically helping themselves to, like, you know, create this really new data that hasn't been looked at before, and I can bring that to the West Coast Rodent Academy and other events and educate people on what we can do better.
Well, part of it will be focusing on, you know, we're looking at the public health. I think we need to really look at that. That's important. And we have a great speaker for that with Laura Kruger, who really goes over that information, because, you know, things are definitely going to be different. I think the other thing too is in the rodenticide part, we really need to understand our modes of action. I think we all know more or less kind of how they work, but we really want to focus on how they work and really look at those other things that they need to put in a rodent program, like exclusion and inspection.
Well, I think it's really important as well to get the laws and regs update, because, I mean, they are going to change a lot. And what's really great about working with the LA County Ag Commissioner's Department is they have their own pest management division. And so they work really closely with their enforcement. And so they do it and they get enforced from the same place. And that means that the information that's brought to the West Coast Rodent Academy when it comes to laws and regulations is about as good as it gets, because it is actually given to us by practitioners and regulators from the same department. And we may or may not know what is going to happen come the Rodent Academy, but the important thing is that we need to know exactly what to look forward to, you know, what we can expect, And then we still need to follow the rules. So there's a lot of rules, and a lot of those rules are broken by pest management professionals, but generally not on purpose. It's just because sometimes the information hasn't gotten from the regulators or the legislators to the pest management professionals. So it's another great opportunity, and our speaker is great, but it's also very, very useful information. And everybody hates laws and regs. Laws and regs is kind of one of those boring things that nobody really wants to do, but everybody has to. So I think it's good this year because we really, really, really need it. And it will help set the stage for what is next, what happens next. And along with our talks with on rodenticide, like thinking about other options. And there's also rules and regulations surrounding their use also. So I think it's the things that myself and Sylvia have chosen. It's even though it's a much more condensed program, it is really complementary and helpful for what may come in California and in other states in the future.
So we have a website. I think for PCOC, they're getting a great price at $89. And then anybody else, it's $129 for both days. We are very grateful to have Bobby Corrigan joining us on day 2. That's going to really focus on, and he's really going to look at what is California going to look like? Not the negatives, but moving forward, this is something that's happened. How do we move forward from this? And so I'm looking forward to him sort of wrapping up the couple of days for us as far as, how to do rodent management when you don't have one of the actives that you've always used. We've got a lot of credit approved. We had a lot of people reach out to us. So we have Nevada, Utah, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California structural, and I think the only thing that's still pending is California ag, Arizona, and mosquito vector credits. And we expect that those will all be done by the time Academy happens.
We have a lot to say, and I think our speakers are great, and they have a lot to give, and a lot of great information to pass along. And obviously with we've got really great sponsorship support this year as well, which is great. And like I said, it's just this really wonderful feedback loop of everything, like research and education, and the people on the ground and the people in the industry just, sharing information, discussing new information, and moving forward in a positive direction for rodent management.
Yeah, definitely. We thank the sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do this without it. As you guys know, Zoom costs money too. And so be sure to check out the website. We have the YouTube channel up and running so people can subscribe to the channel. I think it's West Coast Rodent Academy. And we've been adding a few things every day. And that's really where we expect to have a lot of our stuff. I believe there's a TikTok challenge too that Adam Holt with Advanced IPM is going to be running. So we're going to have some fun, but we also are really going to learn and continue our learning on how to manage rats and mice.
Thank you guys so much for your time, and everybody make sure you check out the West Coast Rodent Academy information.